I'll go for Vega. I'll go for Navi because I still think that despite maybe I think Vega has a good draft, but I think Navi is the stronger team. So it's not up to me though. Luckily, because otherwise it would be very boring. But we are gonna head into an exciting match commentated by none other than ODPixel and Fogged.
Ooh.
Thank you very much. GVS Navi versus Vega Squadron. Game 2 about to begin. We just saw what happened in Game 1. It was quite the showing from Navi. Vega, they're going to go for it again. They're opening with this Gyro IO once more. And there's no TA, no Clinks. A little bit of a change up from Navi overall. They get this 5th pick Storm. What do you think? What's strong here? What's not strong here? What are you worried about? What are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to? There's an Elder Titan in the game. You don't
That's true.
To that.
You got the ET going.
I'm looking forward to Vega just having much better matchups this time around in the lanes. So they shouldn't come out too far behind in this one like they did last time. As the Tiny should be able to have a better time. Kezu struggled a lot, like we were mentioning, and Zeus in the mid lane should be able to get a lot of last hits, should be able to lane fine versus Storm, but Storm also is going to get a lot of farm because he's versus a Zeus who can't bully him too hard unless there's rotations.
Alright, let's see how it goes down. See if Dendy does indeed manage to just get a bit more out of the lane than he did in Game 1. And let's see if this Gyro and IO sort of pop off like they did in the first game too. It's going to be hard, as I said. That really was quite an opening 10 minutes from the Gyro and IO. But we'll see if Madara and MNT can start this game in a similar style.
They got so many kills in that last game, and they still weren't able to take it.
Yeah.
But they are versus this similar kind of lane matchup. It is the Phoenix as well as the Axe, so it's still the Axe, but the Phoenix is a little bit different than the Willow. The Willow can't actually provide any control to kind of hold them off. But you have your own way of saving yourself because you've got the dive, but they have a lot of chase down. It's Blizzy. They're
30 seconds to they not see him? I guess in that certain spot.
Deep breaths.
I guess totally hidden from sort of that vision when he walked past. Nice.
Very sneaky.
Yeah. Blizzy in that little hidey hole.
Oh, they're changing the lanes here? So they want Kezu to get more, is what that tells me, than the last game. So he can at least be protected and being a 1v1 versus an Axe. And they want to just play it aggro. They want to try to shut down the Terrorblade as right away. Battle. The Elder Titan has the triple spirit. So lots of damage coming through. Plus 15 for each hero. Chu is a very good Elder Titan too. I'm going to be having a treat to watch him.
Okay.
He had an excellent showing, I believe it was yesterday, right, when he played it?
Yeah, I believe, we did see some Chu Elder Titan yesterday.
Yep. He's very good at making sure he prioritizes, stacking camps, getting that high level 2, the fast level 2 on the Spirit, so you have 2 points in it, and you stack the small camp over and over again, so you can just punch people. So I would like to see Vega probably block at least one of those camps, either with a ward or with their body, and they will block the small camp with a obs ward.
And do you like this decision this game from Vega to run the Gyro and the IO on the aggressive down bottom rather than in the safe lane?
They're wanting to put pressure, is what that tells me, and they want Kezu to just be able to actually get stuff. So it could work. It could backfire too, because that means that they are going to be slowed down a little bit, at least just from having that free farm. But it is still a strong lane, because they're versus an Elder Titan and a Terrorblade who rely on timings, a lot on the Terrorblade having meta and the AT having those stacks after that first minute. As mid lane, we see our magical 5-1 versus the Zeus. Zeus's 2 last hits. I saw that Dendy went for the Lightning Bolt level 1.
Well, top than Blizzy. I mean, he does like to go for his creep cut, but falling pretty low.
He has a lot of regen. He brought 9 tangos this time with the salve. As we see, I believe, when Sineko pulls the side here. So Blizzy's actually doing a great job here, making both heroes focus on him as this Phoenix pulls a hard camp and he's going to deny a full wave from the Tiny. Or make him at least walk over there. Oh, courier.
Ooh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who gets the last hit? Should be the Tiny. But the Axe is coming over to push him away. Okay. So a full wave is going to actually be denied by Sineko. So great movement there in that top lane. It's mid-magical. He's dropping low. He's got a lot of regen though. Has to be careful.
Oh.
Gonna be okay though.
Same time down bottom. Chu does drop. Jarnaya, Matter, and MNT will get themselves first blood.
Putting that pressure on. And that was with meta getting popped as well. So whenever they don't have meta, that bottom lane is much harder for them. This lane matchup for Vega. Looking good in that essence. Mid matchup though, Storm having a great time. A little bit of a better animation on the attack, but Zeus does have high damage. So pretty even on that.
And is there any, are we likely to see any sort of support rotations early on? Is there anyone that's able to make sort of a move towards mid to make things a little better for Dendi? If they can get an early rotation onto the Storm pre-6?
Not really. It's like the Bane would be the one to go, but he wants to stay top to make sure that Kezu can get farm, and they can do this. The toss back.
All right, under the tower.
Great play.
They'll get the kill. Blizzy taking out 2 kills so far for Vega Squadron.
I think keeping lanes is good. They're pressuring bottom. Kezu's getting nice farm top. And they're even getting that side pull off. Bottom lane should be very good for them now. Having that ward blocking the camp is really good versus that other turn, as I was mentioning. And now they have this like double range versus double melee whenever meta is not up. And high magic damage, which is always important to have when you're versus a Terrorblade, since he has that incredible amount of armor. Two pretty successful lanes for Vega. Just the one lane, of course, that's not going perfectly.
But definitely sort of across the map, a smoother opening for Vega this time compared to game 1. Just in terms of sort of all 3 lanes taken into consideration.
Yeah, last time it was like 2 lanes were going really well, or 1 lane was going really well. This time it's 2. So, and they will get themselves a kill as well into Neko.
All right, there you go. 3 kills in so far.
Tani, one of the stronger dual lanes that you can see at pretty much any times. Just because of those base stats. Tiny, just an absolute beast always. And the potential for those tossbacks. So as you see Blizzy, he's positioning himself for just some creep cutting up top, since he knows just laning versus him is just too hard. Chu has level 3 now, so that level 2 spirit's coming in, but
they've got Metamorphosis back online as well. So Crystallize, he can turn, start to punch towards the courier did come in as well. We'll get back out in time.
They just don't have anything to actually hold him in place just yet, because he's gone for the 0-2-1 build on the other Titan, as we see him do several times in Blizzy. Bounty runes.
Oh, Kezu's able to take this one with the Avalanche, holding back Soneko.
And Chu will be able to guarantee those 2 bottom. He also has now de-warded the pull. So he's going to be able to pull and reset the lane back with Crystallize. Getting pressured.
They've got a lot of magical coming in with the Rocket Barrage and the homing missile. As Crystallize taken down, the Rocket Barrage doing all that's needed to get the kill in mid lane. Dendi survives as Magical tried to get in and on top of him. The backup was there from Peksu, and Dendi's able to walk away alive. There's 5-0, Vega Squadron.
Was that a TP response, I think, right, on the Bane? Because I think the Storm was trying to dive with Zeus at 6. Yeah, I do believe he just TP'd mid. Looking good for Vega these first 5 minutes. Getting themselves some bounties, having this lane setup that's looking quite favorable, putting the pressure onto Terrorblade. A shutdown Terrorblade in this game, he's already versus some natural counters in that Zeus.
Yeah, they've got a lot of magic, sort of until the point where he gets the BKB, it's going to be hard for Crystallize to turn up to fights.
Yep.
Lots of ways to burst him down. And no sort of crazy heroes by his side to keep him alive. He does have the Phoenix, probably the sort of the best bet in terms of offering the heal.
Looks like it's going to be a slow start, though, for them. Yeah. Very slow start for Na'Vi. They're going to have to, at least from what the laning phase is looking like, have to depend on some mid-game plays, just like last time with the Axe Blink whenever he is going to be getting it. But Blizzy also quite slowed down. Like we mentioned, successful draft for Vega in the laning phase.
So here we go, back in. 1k lead for Vega Squadron at the moment. As the Crystallized Terrorblade suffering the most out of the cores. Just a little less CS than his counterparts across the map.
They might want to be positioning and rotating the Phoenix down whenever Vega does try to set up to dive onto plays to kill Crystallize. I think they do need some help down here, at least some slows, something to at least pull them off of this Terrorblade. Because now ET does at least have a level of stun, and he's got this big pull next to him too, so he can use that for high damage increase from his Spirit. But they need a little bit more to just be able to catch and slow down this Gyrocopter and Isle running down the Terrorblade. We've got 6 now on Blizzy though.
See up top.
Quick toss.
They want to dive, they don't. They'll let Kezu stay alive. Woo! Kezu just turns with the Avalanche, Thunder God's Wrath, and Dandy.
Nice communication coming in between them too. That was very quick timing.
Yeah, knowing they had just the right amount of burst.
Not something we would have seen like from the earlier days here from Vega. They were definitely hesitating a couple times with those Zeus when they'd picked it before. This time though, no hesitation.
More than prepared.
So we see 195 damage on the Elder Titan when he gets the Spirit off the Bane. Sleep comes out, gets woken up by Chu, and the rotations are coming from Seneko.
Yeah, this time the Phoenix is there to back him up. Dives forward.
Can they actually get any type of catch here? It doesn't seem like it. They don't have these reliable laners like on the other side where it's a Bane, someone who can just instantly nightmare somebody to set up for a kill. They don't have these natural stunts. Elder Titan Stomp is pretty unreliable to land versus very speedy heroes.
Did you like this as well from Blizzy this game, rushing the hood?
Like you said it yourself, right? So much magic damage on the side of Vega. It seems like it's more of an optimal choice than a Vanguard.
Yeah.
Just hood, blink. He can at least also like use the hood and then always be able to use the blink dagger in case he gets hit by Zeus ult. And a rotation coming down from Magical.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get himself on top of the IO, so Na'Vi get themselves a couple of kills on the board. Both the IO and Gyro falling.
A lot of gold for both of them too. 332 and 301 when they rotate 4 heroes just for 2. That completely chunks down that lead that Vega did have. But yeah, I like this hood build a lot. Versus Tiny, versus Zeus, versus Gyro.
Doesn't worry about being comboed out of the lane.
Yep. Or have his blink cancelled if there's a Zeus ult, so you can blink if he uses it early.
Haste.
Crystallize still a bit slowed down though because of all the pressures that have been coming out. He might just become a jungler. It's Magical looking for a commit forward. They have the Elder Titan there too. Connects.
And it'll be enough. They can lay down one more round and punch Danny down. Thunder God's Wrath as well to dodge. Sorry, the Bull Lightning to dodge the Thunder God's Wrath. Seneko. Ooh, TPing out just in time before the Rocket Barrage kills him off. As Na'Vi starting to get themselves a bit better footed in this game.
Great momentum for them, getting themselves those kills, getting their lanes situated a bit here, high levels too, because they get those kills on these like over-leveled people in the bottom lane. Now, like we said, the Terrorblade, he goes and does Terrorblade things, goes to the jungle, as his team will have to occupy and TP to be able to try to defend this bottom lane. And Crystallize his game, all he has to think about is himself. He's just like, all right, I'm Terrorblade now.
Just the call. It's got a good amount of creeps hitting into him as well. But good number of spins onto Kezi. Down bottom Chu looking for the hunt. And found the IO. Have they? MNC. He's got the tether away. Homing missile as well onto Magical. Holds the storm back and Vega Squadron able to safely retreat.
Could turn to be a little bit of a difficult game for the IO. Not like last game where it's, you know, a Clinks and a TA hunting him with high physical damage, but ET Spirit makes your life a little miserable because they're always going to know where you are. He just throws the Spirit on you and then the Storm can just beeline toward you in the back. So they're giving Chu the lane here. I'd like to see Vega try to punish this because we know this. We see this so many times where carries go to the jungle, carries make rotations and you give these supports the lane. Have to try to find a way to punish this, but we see Magical is constantly threatening down bottom, and he's looking for the kill on the IO, but looks like he might not be able to get it.
Had to dive in, but the limited mana there is. They won't go for more. Seneko did get the spirits out on the dive onto the IO to get MNT again.
Magical's just playing all around bottom. Every time they try to make an aggressive play to punish the supports, he's there in response to try to set up for those kills and slow down Vega's aggression. As they're up to now 4 kills, and their Axe is farming great. He's just a lone top. Even with this hood build early on, he feels pretty damn strong. So we saw these stacks being made by Pexu. They even stack that medium camp one more time. And they will boot to farm it, but they are under vision.
From the grip.
They're setting up on the relocate though. They did have wards placed now.
Oh, they are, and they've got the supernova. They've also got the courier as well if they want to, but now they're not going to look towards the courier. They're just focusing on the kills. And with the sleep in the egg, they should have a good shot of finding this. Madara will burn out. 2 dead on Vega Squadron, and the rest having to retreat. Na'Vi well in position to fight that off the bat. Maybe they'll lose more though. Chu will go separate ways as Chu will fall. So Vega are able to take at least a second one. Responsible for losing the 2, but mid lane crystallize. He's using the space open up to push it onto the mid tier 1 tower. Kezu and Denny will force him away for now. On a very close game as it stands. 12 minutes, 6 for 8. Pretty much even on the net worth.
How's Blizzy doing even after that death? He looks like he's having a really good time on that axe in the top lane.
Oh, he's still very well farmed.
Yeah, still only about 800 gold for the Blink Dagger, and that's the big timing that we see that Na'Vi plays around. It's well, all off-laners really in particular, getting that blink for the initiations. We've seen how well they did in the last game. Some they don't have a global, but they have excellent follow-up. If they get a call on 2 heroes, we're gonna expect an Elder Titan stomp into a splitter. Can be real devastating for Vega if they're not prepared as Magical commits forward, looking for a quick dive onto Dendi. And he will find him.
Easy pickings for the Storm.
And the thing about Storm with Elder Titan is you're this mix of magical and physical damage. So in the early game, when you just throw a spirit out onto somebody as ET, Storm is very happy about that. Your overload hits, your static remnants get buffed up a decent amount, and you see how much extra damage it really can be. And he's got a Kaya finished up too. So good timing on that Storm. As Madara and a couple other Vega, they start invading, getting some wards down, and keep pressuring this bottom side. Kezu almost has his Blink Dagger too. So staying in pace with that, actually ahead of pace of that axe. Got to start making up start looking for some plays though. When they have that axe Blink Dagger, they have multiple ways of setting up around the map. With the Fiend's Grip, with the axe, with the tiny Blink Dagger, they can easily set up for relocates. And they can scout too, right? They can use the Zeus ulti to prepare and be like, okay, now we know where we can hunt, we know if we can commit really so far forward. Na'Vi are positioned around this axe though to make sure he can get his Blink Dagger at a good timing and clean up this last top tower, or this tier 1 tower. I don't know why I said last top tower. Outer top tower is what I meant. And again, Chu, he does this on anytime he's playing versus IOs, he'll build that Spirit Vessel or Urn, so he can just keep throwing that Urn onto IO, or that Spirit Vessel when he does get it, just to keep it slowing down the healing.
Scanning.
As here we go. Smoke moves.
Find it, Vega. Sweep it around. Dendy's got a haste rune, so he can be quick to join them if they find a catch. TPs are coming in to defend this from Na'Vi. And in fact, Blizzy, straight away with the call, getting himself on top. The backup's there from Madara. In goes Kezu with the combo. The Magical's enough, but now, in the midst of it all, they've got egg taken down immediately, but they lose 2 heroes. Both the Gyro and the Iron Fall. The Fiend's Grip there. The control onto Magical. As Vega come out on top, they get the 3 kills. Not quite done yet either as they're looking for Chu. The toss-up's there. The Nightmare actually blocking a little bit of the damage, but it doesn't matter. They kill him nonetheless. As Vega get 4 kills off the back of that. And Na'Vi, they felt that they could take that defense, throwing a defense together, but it wasn't enough.
It wasn't the same as last time we saw in the last game, right? The previous game we saw Blizzy TPs to the tier, in the situation where it was top, he TP'd to the back tower, allowed his other teammates to TP to the front and get the setup. This time he TPs to the front, instantly jumps forward, and the coordination's just not there. Na'Vi's not prepared for that type of jump to follow up with an Elder Titan stomp so they can actually get a wipe. Vega in the perfect place. All surrounding that tower. And it's just going to be a straight BKB rush on Madara as he wants to just continue this pressure. Not really worrying too much about physical damage until Terrorblade starts joining the fight too, so just wanting to focus on protecting himself from any magical burst. And Crystallize, you know, he's been left alone for quite a long time on this Terrorblade, but in this type of game where there's so much magic damage, he wants to go for the hood, so he did. So that slows down his potential of like going for a Yasha and just speed jungling away.
They're going to have to play the game pretty slow, Na'Vi.
Back to?
At the moment, No, certainly should be a good possibility. Nightmare does slow down, crystallize a little bit. Nightmare's taken off, Pexu. Trying his best to retreat from this metamorphosized Terrorblade. Crystallize should be able to find that gets out the illusion, so he's able to sweep more area in the tree line. At the same time, Blizzy, look at this, he's making the play elsewhere. They jump in, they get the call on to Gyro, the pullback as well. Jumping from Kezu with the combo, does manage to take the Storm out. The Supernova may be successful, but they've lost Magical. Seneko, he really wants to kill off Madara, but the homing missile stuns there. Seneko throws his life away as well. And definitely an attempt of frustration, trying to go for the Gyro alone, despite the Gyro being backed up by the Io. That was never going to work out for Seneko. And Na'Vi, they lose an unnecessary extra death.
Good play by Kezu. It looked like he was prepared for that. Some type of movement coming onto their Io Gyrocopter. We've seen Na'Vi do this before, and we know what happens, right? When you're playing with Io Gyrocopter, you know the enemy team's going to be trying to hunt them as much as possible. They've already hunted there once before. And with that stun avalanche, he's able to distance himself with the gyro and survive. As Pexu is on a warding mission, has been spotted.
That should be fine though. Oh, these body blocks. Oh, they're nice.
He's got a shrine.
And not nice enough. He'll be fine. Same time mid. Zip in, they found him. They found Kezu out alone, pushing that middle lane, and Magical will be quick to take the kill. That's a good amount of money.
Yeah,
that's a good amount of money for the Storm.
Gets the tower on Kezu, but pays with his life, and it gives up that huge kill bounty. Oh man, that's going to be a quick surge forward toward that Bloodstone. And like the panel was mentioning, oh, he's actually zipping forward for another kill onto Denny immediately right afterwards.
And he's got it. Can he get out though? He's out. He's very low on mana. Madara and MNC going for a bit. Blizzy. He is there with the call for the back of the homing missile. Will still connect. Oh, ball lightning to dodge it. Magical's got the dukes, and again, Blizzy with the calls like we saw in game 1, making all the difference, protecting his Storm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
How close are we to that Bloodstone on Storm? He's got to be getting there. He's got the 2 pieces at least, so it's pretty early timing already. Level 15 as well, so he's got that health talent, so 2,000 health on that Storm whenever he does commit forward for those kills. An early Bloodstone versus this hard disable, like not the easiest disables on the side of Vega, could really cause so much trouble. Him just zipping back and forth. Since he has that damage amp from the Elder Titan, it makes it a lot easier to do the Bloodstone build this game. And now full Spirit Vessel on Chu. They prioritize giving him the farm so he can constantly throw that onto the IO. And Dendi has to be so careful. He's even going for, we saw this build from him the other day too, right? The Yules into Glimmer Cape so he can try to defend himself when they try to pierce the back lines.
Let's see what Vega can find with the smokers. As it stands, Na'Vi slight lead. This is sort of about the similar time where in game 1 we saw Vega go for a smoke that ended up in a failure and really sort of set Na'Vi with the advantage. We'll see if a repeat performance happens here, if Vega can get away with a much cleaner initiation.
They have vision of Magical, they have high ground sight, and it's about 20 seconds until those bounty runes do spawn.
Kezu
dodging the Remnant. They're setting themselves actually for bottom, so they're not expecting Vega to be up top. And they're looking to take a fight around these bounty runes, so both sides swap up. So actually literally like mirror movements, both sides warding high grounds, making sure they can get vision near those rune areas and near those tier 1s that they want to be trying to take here. Of regen rune in Magical's bottle again, the second time this game. Crystallize he's gotten up pretty nicely. Is it the full SNY? So full SNY into the BKB. So he wants to start being able to try to join into some fights with his team.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Like getting away with not just the tier 1, but the tier 2 tower as well down here.
They push a lot faster. Even if it's a tiny plus an IO gyro, this is a Terror Blade.
And Blizzy's set up for any sort of defense that comes in behind the tower. We'll see what the plan is here from Vega. Do they really want to try and go in on this? They've got the Nightmare. Jump forward, Kezu's trying for the combo onto the Storm, but it's not enough damage. Now they're ready to turn the fight around. Blizzy, he's got the call onto the Gyro and the IO on the side.
Oh no.
You did not want to defend this, Vega. This was never going to be a successful defense, as they just throw away 4 lives entirely unnecessarily. And with the meta still up, Na'Vi, they could just push up to tier 3s. As it was about this time that Vega made the big game-changing mistake in game 1. They've done it again in game 2, folks.
And it's just a Rax for Na'Vi if they want to commit forward for it. That was an IO relocate right in the back line.
You can't make those mistakes.
Na'Vi had vision all prepared around that area. You have to kind of expect it. If you're relocating in the back lines there, you have to expect they're going to have that vision. And Blizzy, he just jumps, gets the perfect opportunity on the 2 big heroes. Oh, Vega.
Oh, that's going to hurt for Vega. That is really going to hurt. Those sort of mistakes can absolutely cost you the game.
It snowballs out of control. Look how much gold they just got on every single one of their heroes. Everyone just gets pretty much a full item finished up now.
And was the Bloodstone now done?
Yep, Bloodstone is finished.
There we go, all done.
How's our BKB looking on the Terrorblade? He definitely got surged forward on that too. Has the full Mithril Hammer and the Ogre. He just picked up the SNY right before that fight even happened.
Let's see this again. I mean, as you say, just the fact they commit up to magical.
Relocate. It's right in the front of them. It's right in the middle of everything. Blizzy just waits.
They relocated like on top of the axe, didn't they?
I mean, he just waited and he just gets the blink perfectly right into it.
Yeah. Oh, painful to see. As Vega Squadron, they've really got to keep their cool after that misplay if they want to hold on here in game 2. Bottom, another jump. Blizzy making these calls, really teasing around with him, but Dara does have the BKB. So we'll survive. BKB charge forced out of him though by Na'Vi. They have to be so wary of Blizzy's movements. These axe calls, they really did sort of close up game 1 for Na'Vi.
Yeah, he's been absolutely on point. This hero, Axe as a hero seems incredibly strong, and in Blizzy's hands, even though he's not like the craziest farm, his impact, he always seems to be getting the right opportunities on who he calls for his team. And this is all while, you know, Crystallize was farming so much, and now when he has the BKB, we were mentioning, you know, it's a good draft versus Terrorblade with all that magic damage, but if he's just immune to it, you can just run into the backlines and Blizzy again. Similar build. Blink Hood Shadowblade, might just go for the Blade Mail afterwards. If not, might just go for a Hex, or a BKB. He's got a lot of options. Can't make those kind of mistakes in this type of game when you're playing versus a Terrorblade. Another one of those could really cost it for them, as Blizzy just constantly on the prowl.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're losing another tier 2. They will not do anything about that one. They learned their lesson from the defense. They tried to put together down bottom. Milinkazu trying to commit here onto Blizzy. They've got the Fiend's Grip, but the Fiend's Grip will be cancelled. Blizzy still alive for now. Oh, he's going to pick up a haste route. Oh, can he run away? He can't. They will lose the axe. Magical is going to be kept fine as they actually do relocate away from finishing off the kill. Crystallize now moving in with the meta. They're ready to go for target after target. Kezu tries for Magical. Oh, he gets the Vortex and the zip away off. He may be ready to just go back in for the kill if he wants to now. Play it safe. He'll let Crystallize finish off the job. Double kill for Crystallize, and with the rest of the meta, they'll waltz into the Roche pit.
Can't believe he lives there just because the build, right? He has Bloodstone, he's got the Health Talent, he's just a tanky Storm. Can't just go for this type of combo on him. They kill the axe, but...
Oh my goodness, they get the heals as well.
Oh, man.
From Seneko back up to a very healthy amount of HP. Vega, can they do anything about this Roshan? I don't think they can. As Na'Vi, another fight in the bag, and an Aegis there as the reward.
On the best Aegis carrier in the game, arguably. Storm Spirit, who already has a Bloodstone. Blizzy, again, the long jump.
Oh, magical.
Bloodstone's acquired, 17 now. Blizzy, time and time again. Even in that situation, he got initiated on, but he leads his team into a good fight. And then afterwards finds a great pickoff onto the Zeus. Just playing around their vision that they've placed earlier.
I like this as well. Not something that we always see picked up on Phoenixes, but Seneko getting the Veil this game. Veil plus sort of the ET Zora, that is, it's a crazy amount of magical for these heroes without BKB.
Yeah. I mean, Phoenix already does so much magical.
Yeah, you add this on top of it.
Yep.
Oh, outside of the base.
Vega, they saw the smoke in the mid lane, so they're preparing outside of it.
Oh, dive in for the vision.
Forward.
They've got the vision. They're going straight away onto Peksu. Peksu's gone. Na'Vi able to get themselves into the base to get a kill, and now they're pushing in on the mid lane. They're at the tier 3. Vega, what do? They're having to defend. 4 vs 5. Kezu jumps in with the combo. Is able to burst down the Phoenix. But now Na'Vi, they look to fight back. Matter has popped the BKB, holding his ground for now. Chu goes for the stomp. Will catch out the Io and the Zeus, but he gets run down by Matter with the rocket barrage. Na'Vi lose 2. Vega will push them back.
Good target jump. Kezu sees the opportunity to get Seneko. That's the perfect target they got to choose in these type of fights when they're very overcommitted a little bit into the base. Killing that Phoenix, just like we said, the Phoenix does a lot of damage in the fights, and he causes this awkward, you know, you have to focus the egg or run away from the egg. So yeah, great move by Vega, just simultaneous jump with absolutely everything to kill that man. If they get some breathing room, they're starting to get some more space to farm. The Mjolnir's finished up on Madara. He wants to get the Lincoln to block the Sunder plays for the later stages, and they have the level 15 IO.
Okay,
So his damage is massively increased.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They can keep the Jara alive in the fight. Certainly going to kick back hard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's going for the butterfly on the Terrorblade. Thought he might just tank up, and so maybe just go for the Scotty right away, but wants to get that little bit of extra invasion.
Yeah, I like the Butterfly. I feel as well that they feel confident that they can take the fights anyway, and Butterfly, of course, just going to help with the game-ending push.
Yeah, that's true.
Have that damage to take opportunity of any sort of window that they could give you.
Long jump forward, trying to find anything. Doesn't catch anyone just yet. But they're hunting. They want to use this Aegis.
Yeah, you kind of look to just sort of get right in the base here, Magical.
Vega's prepped up, though. They have tons of sentries all in the area, but they have to be careful. Blizzy.
There's Blizzy. He's in, he found a target, they zip forward straight away, they're committing, there's a defensive nightmare, buying some time for the Zeus, and in fact they've lost the axe, Na'Vi. Dendi, he'll survive with the Glimmer. Last bit of mana used by Magical to zip out Chu. He's desperately chasing for Dendi. He'll drop a Spirit Vessel charge down onto the Zeus, but it's not enough to finish him, and now Crystallize, they'll get on top of him. Vega
and
again. Na'Vi, I mean, that's nothing less than a throw. They are forcing this way too hard. The second time they come into the base, start hunting for kills behind the barracks, and they lose 4 heroes for that. They are pushing it way too crazy.
Yeah,
and they're getting massively punished for it. Magical!
He's gonna die.
He's got the Aegis. He's got the Aegis, but he didn't even kill Dendi with that big zip. And Magical? I was gonna say, he's got to make sure he does get out.
And Dendi's Glimmer Cape is actually putting in so much work this game. Just that little bit of extra magic resist, him being able to invis inside of that fight. He lives this second time around, lives again because of it. Too much of an overcommitment coming out from Na'Vi, but Vega punching back. Like we said, they got breathing room, they got some itemization that gives them crazy amounts of damage. And that little defensive plays, right? Little defensive nightmares, dodging some damage.
I mean, and you know, Magical, as a matter, as soon as he's sort of one extra item on top of the Beyond and gets that MKB, it's no laughing matter how much damage he's going to do in the team fights.
No,
if Kezu gets in, he gets one avalanche. Suddenly, this Storm is getting popped by the Jara. Couple of hits with the Axe Tether bonus, and Storm's going to die. Magical's got to be careful. Na'Vi, they cannot just ball straight into the base as they have been. It's not been working out. Sure, it got them a Bane kill earlier, but they're losing their whole team as a matter of it. There's a full Aghanims on Dendi.
They have to wait for just like people splitting up around the map, not into the bases.
Like this. Does he have detection on the the Storm? He does not. So no way to find Kezu. He'll hide in the trees, far, far away from the dust as Seneko comes to the lane to throw out.
Gotta be careful on those overcommitments. Big swim around coming around for Vega. And we do a bounty runes coming out. Looks like it is a 2 for 2. But a full BKB for Magical. Okay. So now he's a little bit safer to not be worrying about any slight disables, but they still got to be careful how far they dive. Definitely want to be taking fights around their vision.
Top shrine has fallen.
And I did see Seneko. He's killing up the Aghanims. Excellent Aghanims game if he can actually get it, being able to reset that Metamorphosis on the Terrorblade. If the fight ever occurs for it, that is. So they're sitting back a little bit, taking a little bit of a breather. Their Aegis is now gone.
Could just hold on, wait for the next rush. I think they're going to feel pretty safe at all stages of the game with the Terrorblade being as big as he is.
Yep, they can still go for hunting plays whenever they do split up on the side of the map on Vega, because Blizzy can just constantly be shadow blading up, looking for pickoffs, and they have, of course, a Storm Spirit, probably one of the best heroes at hunting split push. But they don't have much vision to work with. They only have the one ward on the top side of the map. Vega has plenty of vision down bottom. The Radiant scan does actually find where these two are down bottom, and Navi, they're closing in fast. Blizzy.
Will they find them?
He's on the prowl.
Oh, they're starting to relocate out. They've got the call though, straight in on top of them, but Madara, he's hit it back so damn hard that they just lose the axe. MNT tethers across, they're still holding each other's hands together, but the damage from the Metamorphosis will kill MNT. Madara with the Jukes though. He's headed north. They don't see him. They committed a supernova there to tree line as well. He's now coming with the wrap round. They've got the Fiend Script. Do they have the physical damage? No matter. He doesn't want to come in and hit him. He's scared of the rest of Na'Vi coming in to help out Crystallizers. Now with the zip forward, they do lose Peg Suit. 2 for 1. Na'Vi claiming both the supports. But as I said, we're seeing there, this gyro hits so hard.
How does Blizzy have a... How far from a blade mail? I think he needs a blade mail now. Yeah, he's queued it up.
Yeah.
That's going to be able to turn the tides a little bit if he's able to get it. If he gets the call with that blade mail on the gyro, we could see him kill himself extremely fast.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
Because it's all well and good going for this damage, but you don't have that Satanic lifesteal.
Yep.
Or that tank, so you are still very vulnerable.
Constantly having to be wary of that whenever they split up on the map on Vega 2. We see Kezu, he's trying to deal with the lanes. He just nukes them in and then just disappears so he doesn't get zipped on from the Axe or the Storm Spirit as they're constantly hunting. So quick double combo, immediately TPs away. He knows that they're going to try hunting him. Which Vega, they're going to be struggling to at least keep up in the farm on the map because of this presence that the Storm has with 20 Bloodstone charges at such an early time in the game. Full MKB finished. Next item is that Lincoln's, and then we'll be going for the Satanic. All the typical ways to try to protect yourself versus Axe, versus Terrorblade as well. And they're ready to fight with this one. His damage, that threat, it's really there.
They want to go. They know there's still a little bit of timing without the Metamorphosis. It's only 40 seconds.
Roche is back though.
And Blade Mail's there for Blizzy.
Dire are scanning.
Navi has been able to place some vision outside of the map though when they got that space from pushing out. So bottom we do see that one ward. Top they have one as well to try to catch these heroes that go for the split push. Magical. Ooh. Dandy trying to snipe him with that Nimbus. They won't find anything here. They do at least get a ward down in the mid lane to try to watch if Navi does enter toward that Roche, and they might do so. Meta is up in about 5 seconds. Fight around Roshan pit is going to be total chaos. Navi has 2 of the better heroes around that pit with the Phoenix as well as that Elder Titan. But Vega just walking in with the gyrocopter with that BKB can be super intimidating.
They've got to walk over soon. Navi already at it. They're already in. They're already going away at it. They know that Vega know. And that will actually be enough for them to back up. They'll go for a smoke themselves and they're ready to try and meet Vega Squadron head on. Outside of the pit and on the other side of the river.
Kezu?
He's been jumped. Blizzy's got the call. They've got the disabled. Kezu's able to get the BKB off though. A status resistant coming into play. Magical still trying to commit forward with his own BKB. They're going to sleep the ice splitter down. It's enough to pop the IO with one more right click. They'll get Pexu as well. Navi again punishing the 2 supports of Vega Squadron.
So much damage starts to come through when ET gets near people. Still so scary. Even though Vega, they do punch back really hard. This Navi draft, the damage that can come through is still ridiculous.
They're buying back. They know that they really have to try and hold on to this Roche. I don't know if they'll be able to though. It's just a 4-man. Crystallize, still timing left on the Metamorphosis. Another Nimbus thrown into the pit.
They're slowing them down.
They are, and Navi are spooked. They really don't want to be forced to take an engagement whilst caught underneath the claws of Roshan.
Or while meta's about to be over. Yeah. They've committed a lot in that last fight. The Supernova, their Splitter as well. Vega not nearly as dependent on all their ultis as Navi is.
Nimbus up for Dundee again in 10 seconds. as Roshan sits at just over half HP.
Magical though, just with this 22 Bloodstone charges, he's just always able to stay a presence on the map. He's constantly clarity himself too, so even though he has these fights where he zips forward and uses majority of his mana pool, it comes back very quickly. So they can keep that pressure on, and if they find this Arcane Rune bottom on the side of Na'Vi, if Magical gets that, we could see total havoc in the fights. Vega trying to take advantage of these ulti.
He gets the call on the Zeus. Defensive Nightmare going to be thrown down. Kezu's in with the BKB. They're trying to help Dendy out, but they can't keep him alive. The dope from Blizzy. Finish him off with Madara. In the midst of the fight, the BKB and the Fat Cannon. He's taken down too. Crystal Light tries to come in with the BKB himself. Finds Peksu inside of the pit. There's been a buyback from Dendy. But Vega able to strike back there again. Madara just able to get in position in the center of the fight.
Look at the damage by the gyrocopter. Yeah. Doesn't matter if Zeus dies at the immediate start of the fight.
And Madara just doing so much. I mean, it sort of begs the question. I mean, sometimes we do see it after on AETs. Is there a chance he's going to pick up a halberd this game?
Thought he might. He's had the BKB queued for a long time. He wants to just get on top of the gyrocopter.
Because if you can get the halberd on him before he sort of comes out, that's so much damage that you're taking away from Vega. If you can get it before that BKB.
As long as you can get it before the BKB, that's the big thing. One of the other items I really do like on Other Titan that we don't see too often is actually the Aeon Disc. Because even if you're not applying damage, you still apply your aura, and you're this like immunity
you just put the head straight in the middle of the fight.
We'll see which one he wants to go for. It's tough because like you're running into the fight, on top of a gyrocopter. He just melts everybody if he's tethered. But looks like they do make their way sneakily into the pit this time.
Actually, that's a question for you as well. If you're an ET and your Aeon Disc procs and you've got the Spirit out and the Spirit stomps, do the Spirit still do damage?
I would imagine no.
But it's not you.
I mean, that's one. Come on, man. What kind of question?
Putting you under the...
kind of question's that one?
Joel Blizzy. He's found Kezu again. They've got the silence. They've got the supernova. Put the BKB, and that will get him just enough away from the supernova.
They get themselves that Roche though. So Aegis and Cheese now claimed again. Storm Spirit has this Aegis, and a full Cheese on Crystallize is really scary. It's pretty much it is his entire health pool. To the reset and good call, Owen. Look at that. Bam!
Change it, yeah, get that halberd.
Cue up the halberd.
Get the halberd. I like it.
His BKB's ticking down very low on the gyro too. And you see, as soon as the BKB does wear off on Madara, he kind of has to play pretty careful. Just because how much damage can come through. And instead of going for that Linken's, he just decided, yeah, Blade Mail is too scary. Needs to be able to just turn on his Satanic, or at least get those hits off during the IO Aghanim's tether. To protect himself. But it's a 12k lead in Na'Vi. It keeps going up for them. They're getting much more farm on the map as Vega's been pretty trapped in their base.
Let's see, can Na'Vi get inside the base though? We saw earlier about 10 minutes ago, the last two attempts to actually break the base ended up in a bit of a disaster for Na'Vi. They lost both attempts with heavy casualties.
They're getting multiple halberds too. I see the Phoenix switching away from that Aghanims.
It's just so good against the gyro.
Yeah, he's realized Aghanims is kind of a pipe dream, and yeah, the halberd, if they're able to just stop this gyro's damage, they know that they can get on top of Dendy.
Yeah.
With
they can kill the Zeus.
Kill the Zeus easy, disable the gyrocopter. A lot of your damage worries will be taken care of. 24 Bloodstone charge magical.
And there we have it, Crystallize. What's the meta? Looking to the tier 3 Kaiju, he tries to jump forward, but he gets focused. Drag back immediately, the tether there from MNC.
Dendy
to Blizzy. He's in on the back lines. Defensive Nightmare's going to buy some time for Dendy. Dendy trying to retreat, but the slows there. Magical's on top of him. That's going to be the death of the gyro. Madara's gone. He does not have buyback. Dendy falling low as well. He's also out without buyback. Both cores do not have the ability to buy back into this game as Crystallize storms in, rips them to pieces. Kazu's in with the jump, does burst down the TB before he gets a chance to heal back up. A Magical, he's got so much mana to play with. On top of this Bane once more, 4 dead on Vega Squadron. No buybacks as Magical having the game of his life on the Storm.
And Kezu gets initiated on, so the IO actually tethers to try to help out Kezu, which means Madara doesn't have that tether Aghanim's bonus. he actually he runs into the middle of the fray, and Alpine standing on top of him.
The last melted sort of attempt there from Kezu. He's not got enough damage. GG is called as Vega, Squadron and Dendi have reached the end of the line here at the DreamLeague Minor. Na'Vi will push up as a successful 2-0 here for the Na'Vi squad.
And an incredible Storm Spirit pick, right? Magical playing to